Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the September 17th Upper Gwynedd Township Business Meeting to order. This evening, I'd like to ask Deputy Kiola to lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Deanna, would you please do the roll call?
Catherine Carter, President.
Here.
Rebecca Moody, Vice President.
Here.
Denise Hall, Commissioner.
Here.
Liz McNaney, Commissioner.
Here.
Gregory Mull, Commissioner.
here.
Sandra Zadell, Township Manager.
Here.
Megan Weaver, Assistant Township Manager. Lauren Gallagher, Township Solicitor.
Here.
Nicholas Cross, Township Engineer.
Here.
David Duffy, Chief of Police. Van Rieger, Zoning Officer.
Thank you. Now I'd like to turn it over to Commissioner Mull.
Thank you, President Carter. We've got an exciting milestone here this evening for Mr. Roger Smith. Roger was hired in 1984, initially as a laborer under Willard. His skill set and the phrase, "let me look at it and I'll see if I can fix it," quickly brought him to his current position as mechanic for all departments in Upper Gwynedd Township, which he has held since the mid-90s. Roger is known for his famous query, what did you break now? According to Willard, we don't have a piece of equipment that Roger can't fix. His knowledge, as well as his flexibility, or as well as Willard would put it, his former flexibility and ability to get into small spaces has proven to be invaluable assets to the township. Another little known fact about Roger is that he has exceptional stealth mode capabilities. I guess if you were aware of that, that wouldn't be the case. Often the jokester of the group, Roger definitely keeps everyone on their toes with his funny nature. He is always there, willing and able, definitely a coworker and friend that you can count on. Roger is married to his wife, Linda, who works at North Walesboro. They have 3 children, Rebecca, Kaylee, and RJ. And when Roger is not busy at work for Upper Gwynedd, you can find him cheering on his son at a North Penn football game, hunting, camping in his RV, or visiting his girls down south. We wish Roger all the best as he celebrates his incredible milestone of 40 years of service with Upper Gwynedd Township. Keep up the good work, Roger, and thank you for all you do and all you have done for Upper Gwynedd Township. Thank you, Roger.
Now to turn it over to Commissioner Hall.
So we have another milestone this evening, and this one is for our Deputy Chief, Ted Kiola, is celebrating 25 years with us. And before I read this beautiful tribute to him, I do want everyone to know that this was written by Chief Duffy, not myself. I would never be so mean to him, ever. Ted Kiola, better known to us as TC or TCDC, was raised in Upper Gwynedd Township on Evergreen Drive, where his parents still live today. TC attended North Penn High School, and while golfing, completed just enough classes to graduate. He went on to Kutztown University and continued to golf, somehow earning enough credits to graduate with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice in 1992. TC then went on to work at the Montgomery County Youth Center as a child care counselor supervisor. TC went above and beyond in his duties at the youth center and is still known there today for his unique method of using some of the most troublesome juveniles to clear lunch tables. The daily stress of dealing with delinquent juveniles did not deter TC and his lovely, patient, and very tolerant wife, Susie, from having 3 beautiful children of their own, Brandon, Christian, and Courtney. TC decided it was time to level up in the criminal justice field and joined the Upper Gwynedd Township Police Department as a patrol officer in September of 1997. He was assigned as a detective in 2002 and as acting sergeant and detectives in March of 2008. He was formally promoted to sergeant in August of 2008 and assigned to patrol, where he supervised a squad. In 2013, TC was assigned as detective sergeant. He ran the detective division until July of 2019, when he was appointed as deputy chief of police. Among other important assignments, TC served as a DARE instructor for 19 years, positively influencing countless juveniles for 2 decades. TC's duties as the department's second in command involve overseeing day-to-day police operations and trying to keep the chief of police out of trouble. He is very successful at the former and has mixed results with the latter. Deputy Chief Kiola is a graduate of the 284th session of the prestigious FBI National Academy and has completed several investigative and leadership courses over the years. He is the recipient of numerous commendations and is one of only 2 officers in the history of the department to earn all 4 official medals, including 2016 Officer of the Year, 2 Meritorious Service Medals, a Community Service Medal, and the Medal of Valor. We recognize, celebrate, and deeply appreciate Ted Kiola's distinguished 25 years of service to the Upper Gwynedd Township community and look forward to many more. Congratulations, Ted.
Oh my gosh.
Congratulations.
Congrats, you. Oh, wow, there you are golfing, TC. Oh, I love these photos. That looks more like a mugshot. That's the best one, obviously.
Again, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Hall.
Next up, we have another super exciting piece of news. Officer Matthew Toro has earned the rank of sergeant, and tonight is the night that he is going to be sworn in officially, and we are going to celebrate him as well. So we're super excited to do that today. Should I start with a little background, Chief, or do you want me to wait on that? Okay, I'm just going to do a little background and then we'll move forward. Officer Toro is a Lansdale Catholic High School graduate, and he earned a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Temple University. He attended the Montgomery County Police Academy, graduating in 2011. He worked part-time as an officer in the Colwyn and Lansdale Police Departments before joining the Upper Gwynedd Township Police Department in January of 2013. He has been assigned to the Patrol Division and has also served as an undercover special county detective with the Montgomery County Drug Task Force. Officer Toro is one of a small group of certified drug recognition experts in the county, finishing first in his class and serving as a standard field sobriety test instructor. Officer Toro's assignments have included serving as the first special needs coordinator in the department, a field training officer, and as an officer in charge. Officer Toro was assigned to the newly formed K-9 unit and serves as the officer in charge of that unit. He has earned several letters of appreciation, official commendations, a meritorious service medal, and was nominated by his fellow officers to be the 2018 Officer of the Year. Officer Toro lives in Montgomery Township with his wife Gina and their children Nicholas and Leah and his K-9 partner Gunnar.
All right, this is very long, okay, so be patient. Right hand, thank you. I, Matthew Toro,
I, Matthew Toro,
do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
and the ordinances of Upper Gwynedd Township
and the ordinances of Gwynedd Township
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic.
I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and enforce the law
enforce the law
without consideration
without consideration
to a person's race,
to a person's race,
color,
color,
gender,
gender,
religion,
religion,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
nationality,
nationality,
ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap,
handicap,
or disability.
or disability.
I, Matthew Toro,
I, Matthew Toro,
further solemnly swear
do further solemnly
that I will take this obligation freely
will take this obligation freely
without mental reservation
without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of probationary police sergeant
of probationary police sergeant
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. Congratulations. For coming tonight. We really appreciate it.
Catherine? Catherine? We actually have to make the motion, though. I just realized we didn't make the motion. Oh, wait. So we do need to still make the motion. That's kind of important. Yeah, tell them that we did pass it, please. I'd like to make a motion to promote Officer Matthew Toro to the rank of sergeant.
We have a motion. Can I have a second?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Number 7 on the agenda, announcement of executive sessions. Lauren, do we have any executive sessions?
We do. The board met in executive session earlier this evening to discuss matters of potential litigation, matters of collective bargaining, and matters of public safety.
Thank you. Now we have public comments. Please state your name and if you're a resident or a non-resident when you come up to the mic. Yes. Dan Wallace.
Dan Wallace, I have a couple of things I wanted to mention. First of all, I want to give kudos.
Can you confirm the mic is on? Sorry.
Dan Wallace, 848 Girard Avenue. First of all, I want to give kudos to the paving crew and the Public Works Department for paving Girard Avenue and State Street and Stony Creek neighborhood this summer. A lot of positive things. It was something that we were concerned about, and it turned out great. So tap of the hat to everybody in the Public Works. 2 other comments, a little bit old business that Sandra knows about. The county bridge on South Broad Street and Allentown Road. I would like the whole commissioner board to know that it's been 3 years and you're working through the wheels of government grind slowly at county government. So if there's anything you can do to keep pushing it along, we'd appreciate it. It's becoming an ugly eyesore. I got another old piece of business that Sandra knows about now that the fall is here and the leaves are falling. Is there any way that you could budget for a leaf sucking machine? And what I mean is a machine that comes around and puts the leaves in the, street and it comes around. I've lived in 5 communities and this is the only township I've ever lived in that didn't have that kind of machine. So I understand it's a capital expense. I didn't know if some of the guy who does all your work could retrofit a truck for, so Roger, right. So I just wanted to mention that. And then this is a question, can somebody explain to me the process of a street light, a new street light, to get a street light set up in a township? I know our area has got the street lights, or they got the lights on the poles, and a lot of people, bulbs burn out and things are pretty dark. And there's a couple of neighbors of mine talked about some of the streets in that neighborhood. So is there a process that you have to go through? Is there something, the safety, security, police, somebody has
Sure.
to get involved?
Yes.
So,
Typically, when residents ask about a new streetlight, we work with the police department and look at data. We also check with our public works director to see and our traffic safety unit
Right.
to see if they think it's warranted. And then we have a process internally of reviewing that.
okay,
So if you have a request, you can send it to me. I know
Sure.
you have my email, and we can move it along.
I will. Thank you.
Oh, and Dan, if there's a light, if you see a light out in your neighborhood, you can also let us know about that. We can get that repaired.
I don't think on.
They're all working, just maybe once more.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I would do that. So, all right. Well, thank you.
Thank you. We're going to change up on the agenda for a little bit. We're going to skip to numbers 15 and 16, and then we'll come back to number 9. So number 15. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Brian Shapiro as Finance Director/Treasurer. Can I have a second? I have a motion and a second. We have any board comments? Any public comments? Brian, you stand up so everybody can see you. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Congratulations.
Yay, Brian. So just a few things to share with the community about Brian. Brian has worked in the North Penn area before. He's worked in Lansdale Borough, and we just unceremoniously, actually, whatever I say will get quoted in the paper. Brian worked in Montgomery Township, and now he's going to be working in Upper Gwynedd Township. And we're so excited to get him as part of our team. He has an amazing record of bringing really wonderful transparency tools to the public with budgets, with some beautiful reports. He's got over 20 years of experience, and we're very excited to have him on board. So thanks for coming tonight, Brian. And now you can't back out. You have to stick with us now that it's formal at the meeting.
Now I'd like to make a motion to appoint David Conroy as Zoning Officer, Planning Coordinator, and Evan Riker as Assistant Zoning Officer. Can I have a second?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
President Carter, David is here as well. You just don't know
Oh,
him, so
sorry.
you didn't know. Dave, could you stand up, please? Thanks. So this is Dave Conroy. He's going to be replacing Van Reeker, who is sadly retiring. I know, it's horrible. I can barely say it. But at the same time that we will be filling Van's shoes with Dave, Van is going to stay on with us a bit as a wonderful transition and as our Assistant Zoning Officer. So Megan, did you want to talk about Dave a little bit?
Just to say a little bit about Dave, he has 25 years of experience in the planning, zoning, and GIS fields. He is currently the Director of Planning and Zoning with New Britain Township, and formerly he was the zoning officer for 15 years at Plymouth Township, so we're very excited to have him on board.
It's an awesome night for Upper Gwynedd with our promotion of Matt Toro and these two fine gentlemen joining our team. So I am very excited to have a full cadre of employees to do all of our good work that we do.
Thank you. Now I'm going to turn it over for the public hearing to our solicitor, Gallagher.
Thank you, President Carter. Excuse me. As you indicated, there is a public hearing scheduled this evening for 2 ordinances. The first is ordinance 2024-03. I just want to make sure I have these correct, which is an update to the zoning ordinance. And the second is 2024-04, which is an update to the subdivision and land development ordinance. Both of these ordinances relate to various updates to the landscaping requirements set forth in both ordinances. So both hearings will be run concurrently, but there will be 2 votes regarding each ordinance. So tonight we have T1 is a copy of ordinance 2024-03. T2 is a copy of ordinance 2024-04. T3 is a copy of the proof of publication of legal advertisement. Both ordinances were advertised on August 29th and September 5th, 2024, consistent with the municipality's planning code. T4 is a copy of the Upper Gwynedd Planning Commission review letter. T5 is a copy of the Upper Gwynedd Environmental Advisory Council review letter. And T6 is a copy of the Montgomery County Planning Commission review letter. As I stated earlier, both ordinances are comprehensive revisions to the landscaping requirements set forth in both ordinances and applies to new development. And everything has been reviewed as required by the municipality's planning code. It is in a form for the board's consideration this evening.
At this time, we have any public comments? Come on up to the mic. Please make sure the mic is on.
Hello. Hey, my name is Jonathan West, 328 Royal Avenue, Upper Gwynedd, and I also chair the Environmental Advisory Council. Just want to provide a brief overview of what these ordinance revisions kind of mean in the context of the Environmental Advisory Council and some of the developments of this. These ordinances have been in the works maybe 3 or 4 years ago when the EAC first formed around 2020. And at the time, we were looking at things that we could do to become a Tree City USA. That's one of those placards that you see when you drive into a new township. Upper Gwynedd was not one, but we were looking into this possibility. And one of the things, some of the many conditions, is revising landscape regulations to be more tree friendly. And we looked at some other townships and we found that these types of regulation updates were quite common, and Upper Gwynedd's was frankly very much out of date. The last time the landscaping regulations and these ordinances were updated in the 1980s. And since then, our understanding, at least on the municipal level, of what landscaping really is for a township such as ours has profoundly changed. Back then, landscape regulations were kind of thought of, at least on the municipal level, as kind of like an ornamental landscaping, trying to put up windbreaks, nice pieces of shrubbery on people's property to block one neighbor from the next, and so on and so forth. And the landscape regulations, as written currently, kind of reflect that. But since then, we kind of understand, I think a lot of us do, that landscaping is more than that. It's really a functional part of your infrastructure. So you're thinking about stormwater retention, stormwater management, temperature, air quality, pollution control, all those types of things. So there's a lot going into these regulations, and I want to tip my hat to the County Planning Commission to putting this together, as well as the input from the EAC and the County Planning Commission as well. And I think with these new regulations, we have standards and specifications for engineering firms to use when they're doing new development. I just want to stress this has only to do with new development, not existing properties or anything like that. Just like when developers are putting in new projects in the township, they were required to responsibly include infrastructure such as sewer, stormwater, dry waste paving, such as that. And this really expands on that. So another part of the infrastructure that developers will be required to put in place when they're developing properties is these landscaping features, so that they function as a part of the critical infrastructure of the township. Of course, there will be costs associated with this for developers, for property owners, but there's also a cost for irresponsible development. And I think these new regulations will go a long way to addressing these concerns and bringing our municipal code up to the 21st century, and I think it's due time. And I would encourage the board to pass these new ordinances as written by the County Planning Commission with input from the EAC and other commissions in the township. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Can I call for a close to the public hearing? I'd like to make a motion to approve the ordinance 2024-03. I'll do both of them. Do them separately. Okay. Motion to approve ordinance 2024-03. Can I have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. We have any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Next, I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance 2024-04. May I have a second?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
Yay, this is a
Megan.
lot of work that people have done for these ordinances.
Congratulations, Megan,
And EAC.
and the EAC. Now, where we at?
You're at
14. I'd like to make a motion to approve consent items A through J. Do you have a, can I have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. We have any board comments? Any public comments? Deanna, can you please do a roll call?
President Carter,
Aye.
Vice President Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney. Aye. Commissioner Mull.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Next up, we have a motion to appoint Dr. Rijo Joy and Anthony Lazzi. Did I say that correctly? Lazzi, to our Human Relations Commission. Can I have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? Mr. Lazzi, you have any comments? Okay. He's our new member. You can stand up. That's
Hello.
Anthony's volunteering to be on our new HRC member. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much. Next up, number 18, I'd like to make a motion to include the MMO supporting documents in the minutes of this meeting and direct staff to finalize the MMO and have it included in the 2025 adopted budget. Can I have a second?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Next, number 19 is the announcement of our budget work sessions in October. October 22nd, 2024 at 4:00 p.m. It's open to the public. October 29th, 2024 at 4:00 p.m. also open to the public. Yes, in this room, in the public meeting room. Now I'd like to turn the meeting over to Commissioner Moody.
Thank you, President Carter. Item number 20, regarding the Resolution 25-24 for the preliminary and final land development for 203 Church Road that we heard last week. I'd like to make a motion to approve this resolution as noted in the memo.
We have a motion. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Next, I'd like to turn it over to Commissioner Hull.
Thank you, President Carter. It's that fun time again. Fire Prevention Week is back. This will be happening October 6th through the 12th. And this year, the theme for 2024 is smoke alarms, make them work for you. So this is a great time to educate the public about fire safety, and all of the fire departments throughout our community will be doing just that. It's also a great time for us to give some kudos to those volunteers who are volunteer. Our firefighters are completely volunteer, and they work very, very hard to keep us all safe. A big shout out to all the firefighters in our community, because they also all work very hard to collaborate and help each other. And so a big shout out to all of them. An extra big shout out to 62 North Penn Fire in North Wales, who also services our QRS as well as many of our fire calls. And then the biggest shout out and the biggest kudos of all to 80 Upper Gwynedd Fire Department, our own fire department, who works, I have to say, they work so hard at keeping our community safe. They also work so hard to be involved, energized, educated members of our community who really support our community and support all of the people who live, work, and play here. And we just really appreciate them so much. And we don't say it enough, which is why I was trying to go a little overboard right now. So thank you so much. And with all that being said, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 24-224, Fire Prevention Week.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Next, I'd like to turn the meeting over to Commissioner Mull. I don't know why I keep looking up on
Thank
this
you,
screen.
President Carter. I've got two very exciting agenda items under Public Works. The first being agenda item number 22. We know that Public Works does an amazing job taking care of the snow and the ice in the wintertime. And for prolonged storms, they can always tap into wastewater folks and get some additional help there. But should storms be exceptionally long, they may require some additional equipment and some additional manpower. So the motion that I'm about to make is going to it's going to advertise for snow equipment, including 3 different size dumps, 5, 10, and 15 ton dump with operators, as well as a rubber tire leader. This agenda item is already budgeted for in our prior budget. So with that, I'm making a motion to approve the advertisement of the snowplow and equipment.
We have a motion. Can I have a second?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, President Carter. Agenda item number 23. We've received some public concerns regarding safety at the intersection of West Point Pike, Church Road, and Sumneytown Pike there. And as a result, we've engaged our traffic engineer, Andy Heinrich, who made several recommendations. And this particular resolution, 23-2024, would change the pavement markings as well as the signage at that intersection.
Commissioner Mull, I'm sorry to interrupt you because you're doing such a great job, but I wanted to let you know Andy is here in the room with us and has I just have him here to go over the changes we'll be making and why. So if you don't mind.
By all means, let him do that now.
Okay.
Instead of when I'm finished.
Awesome. Thanks. Thanks, Commissioner Mull. Come on up, Andy. Thank you. Megan, could you pull up?
Good evening.
Is that mic on, Andy? Does it have
Yep,
a green light?
lights, green light. Basically, changes. First change is oh, that was on. Excuse me. The crosswalks for crossing the north leg of Church Road and the west leg of Sumneytown Pike currently are just 2 white lines. So at a suggestion from PennDOT, they suggested, and in many places you're seeing this, that they be redone in what's called continental pavement markings, which are basically 2-foot wide white strips the entire length of the crosswalk as is shown on the plan. The other change is the addition, I believe there's 3 of them, signs indicating yield to pedestrians in the crosswalk. And one of them is for westbound Sumney Town Pike turning right to Church Road. One of them is on southbound Church Road turning right onto westbound Sumney Town Pike. And I'm trying to remember the third one. I think it might be overhead on the left turn lane from eastbound Sumney Town Pike turning to Church Road. So those are the changes proposed as part of this revision. It is a revision to the signal permit, so it must go through PennDOT, and is the reason for the resolution that must be attached to the application to PennDOT to have these changes made to the permit.
Megan, can you pull it out a little bit, the intersection?
Zoom into the intersection.
So are the lines going to look like that dotted?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, alternating 2-foot wide white painted strips. Painted, or you could use retro reflective material, cold plastic, whatever the Department of Public Works.
And where's the signage going?
I know, sorry, there's no pointer, Andy. Oh, Megan can point if you just, well, might be hard.
Sign N here, sign N here, and maybe sign R here. These are right turning signs. This one's a left turning sign.
Got a pointer.
Fancy.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, Josh. I know, sorry.
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions for Andy while he's here? Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. And so the cost associated with this item is de minimis. In addition to Andy's design and permitting, we're looking at about $600 for materials and paint. And that funding is coming from funds we've already received during the development of Royals Farms. And once PennDOT approves it, we'll go ahead and order those materials. So with that, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 23-2004, the Yosemite Town Pike Traffic Signal Agreement.
Thank you. We have a motion. Can I have a second? I'll second. Okay, I'll second. We have a motion and a second. We have any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Greg. Next up, I have a motion to approve the installation of cured in-place pipe repairs proposal by Utility Services Group in the amount of $80,000 and $80,600. Can I have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Now we're up to number 25 on the agenda. I'd like to make a motion to approve the September 2024 open invoices. Can I have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? Deanna, can you do a roll call?
President Carter,
Aye.
Vice President Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Motion to approve the September 2024 paid invoices. Can I have a second?
I'll make a second.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor? I'm sorry. Deanna, can you please do the roll call?
President Carter,
Aye.
Vice President Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. That ends our meeting for this evening. Thank you to everyone for a great meeting. Congratulations to all those. Welcome to our new employees, new HRC members. And thank you for everyone for coming out tonight. With that being said, this meeting is adjourned.